Greetings, dear ones. It is Saturday, the 19th of March, and we're in a very powerful weekend. And this is more than anything a continuation of yesterday's Ancient Future Wisdom Talk and Deep Dive, where the focus was elders and them actually either holding knowledge and wisdom of the past so that we learn from it, or whether they are many still holding the old ways and the old order in place. And when we're looking at elders, there is also elders of land and elder forests. And these old forests, as well as different sacred places of land, are oftentimes passageways, doorways, portals into other worlds or realms or kingdoms. And by that I mean either magical kingdoms or different worlds. Think Tolkien, Narnia, etc., as well as many other literature and movie fantasy worlds. There is nothing to disbelieve that they and many other worlds, dimensions, etc., are concurrently existent, and that they have profound connections into this planet, and which makes it one of the most special in the universe because of the many connections to other worlds, realms, and kingdoms, as well as dimensions. And I won't go into definitions of those. We'll be talking more about those and clearer definitions and your own connection to any of those worlds, realms, or kingdoms in the upcoming 3-month program starting in April. And that's a group program where we'll be meeting once a month and actually working with 3 to 4 people individually, and learning how to do that as a group, and the connection between what is personal and what is showing up planetarily, and how your individual transformation or transmutation of that piece. And transformation is a very profound level of changing, reforming what appears to be a personal issue. And transmutation is about changing something from one thing into another completely. Think of poison that is diluted through homeopathy and becomes a healing tincture. So that's what can occur at a deeper level of the exploration and transmutation of, again, what appears to be a personal challenge, issue, piece, PIECE, and how that is affecting the whole, the planetary project. And that's what you came here to do, is to work a particular few soul pieces for expansion, completion, etc. of that soul piece, and as a result of that, the profound effect it can have on the entire planetary picture. So, yes, you are that important. And therefore, not only on the planet itself, but within us are passageways and portals. And as I mentioned yesterday, the discovery of so many different very ancient archaeological sites and objects over the past just year or two. There always have been, but in the past year it has been just breathtakingly apparent that there is so much more that we do not know that is sitting within our planet. And these ancient places were oftentimes, again, passageways, portals, avenues to other states of being, other existences, other worlds, other realms. So the uncovering of those places is very significant right now, as well as the fact that we have a view of the universe at this point that is basically erasing the idea of a Big Bang, and that there is the universe. There's a lot more than we ever imagined in the universe, and looking at it through time. And time is one of the energetics that we have been working with the past couple of weeks. And certainly that comes into play when we're doing individual work in client sessions, that at a certain point in the process, there is a time bending where the you of back then in your childhood and the you now are bridged and enable the pattern to be completely deconstructed and reconstructed in its natural form. And by pattern, I mean a pattern of within you, a pattern of your psycho-emotional and energetic and spiritual makeup. So it's very, very powerful work. There will be upcoming openings in the individual programs. There's 2 levels of that, and I will be sending out or putting out information tomorrow and Monday about that. And the group event coming up, that again is a 3-month program, and it will be very profound transformation in those 3 months for each participant, that I can just about guarantee. So yesterday we were talking about the old forests and the avenues or the potential passageways through old forests to magical worlds and kingdoms, and that the forest, the Chernobyl forest, which was, of course, had to be profoundly affected from the nuclear plant when it had the accident however many years ago, and now is on fire from the war of Russia's attempt to take over Ukraine. And there are many other lands and avenues of these passageways, and each of us have our own connections to other places, other existences, and it just makes it more difficult for those connections for us when land and forests and rock formations are destroyed. So today we are going to be dropping in very deeply. We have the raven is the animal helper today that showed up, and raven in many Native American tribal traditions is a representative of magic, and in other cultures it is the bringer of light to the planet, so both the sun and the moon. And it's a very fascinating bird. I grew up with them in California, and their ability to adapt and utilize their intelligence to learn and be in relationship with man is absolutely fascinating. So I believe that they are still a bridge that is and can be communicated with or worked with, these animal teachers, to help us deepen our knowledge and connection to magic. And there are so many different flavors of magic. As I mentioned yesterday, each region around the world had their own form of magic in ancient times. And it's a different flavor. It utilizes different universal archetypes. It forms in different ways. There's a lot to it that I'll be discussing somewhat in the group program, depending on who shows up and what their particular connection to magic is. And I have taught before classes of magic, courses, and I will be doing so again, because those worlds, that knowledge, those beings are very needed right now, and whatever connections you may have individually is being called forth at this moment, particularly with magic. So again, from nature, what's been coming forward is the rainbow, which represents so much, one end of the spectrum to the other, not only of color, but of our ability to experience here on this planet, from one end of the spectrum to the other of experiences. And of course, we have this weekend is a continuation of St. Patrick's Day. Everybody enjoying and being Irish, and the recognition, hopefully, that there is a very deep and continuous lineage of magic in Ireland, in the land itself, in the trees, in the forests, despite the fact that it was under attack for many centuries, and the attempt to eradicate that culture was very profound. So we have the magic of the land, we have magic from the old forests of Europe, we have the magic coming through the raven in the Native American cultures today. We have the magic of the rainbow that always seems to represent magic, not merely because of the pot of gold stories, but just in its appearance and its energy of something otherworldly. And I'm inviting everyone to really sit deeply in your own being. And that means not utilizing your brain or your third eye, but instead allowing yourself to feel your body, to actually feel the weight of you on your chair, the couch, the floor, whatever you may be sitting on. And really allow gravity to help you sensate your whole body, all the way down your legs, your calves, your ankles, your feet, your shins, your knees, your thighs, your buttocks, your low abdomen, mid-abdomen, mid-back, your ribs, the sides of your ribs, your chest, your shoulder blades, your upper shoulders, arms, wrists, hands, neck, jaw, and really pay attention to where your energy is. Most often, we push our energy field upward and try to handle everything and run our lives from our will, or shouldering the burden, or trying to figure it out, or attempting to see. And these are not necessarily your natural ways of receiving information, guidance, handling the world. The more you are able to allow your energy field to come down and infill more your body, your lower body, you have access to more of you. More knowledge, more ability, more guidance, more knowing of thyself. And so in this moment, we are sitting very, very deeply in beautiful sacred geometric configuration that was created and developed based on the particular energetics of this day, of this moment in time, of the cycles and seasons of the earth as well, for that is part of any practice we do in this form that I teach, but also very much part of any magical experience. And we have the full moon from yesterday, very powerful energy of Ireland and the Isles in general, the English Isles. Very much the Celtic, and that includes Ireland, Scotland, Wales, all holding very powerful magic. And from that tradition, this morning came the Maiden as representative of patience, right timing, right place, as well as the newness of all the buds and little flowers, leaves, new leaves beginning here as we head into the equinox tomorrow, spring equinox, beginning the season of spring. Today in my yard is one of the most visible or apparent magical occurrences. I have a very large, beautiful magnolia that graces my property, or this property. And some of the little buds still have their little fur coverings from the winter. Some of them are partially open, and some of them are actually flowering. And throughout the day, as the sun moves, they actually open up. You can watch the opening and the blossoming. And this energetic is also part of the container. So the more deeply you sit within you, the more deeply you can actually feel, sensate, experience the energy within you, your energy field, any connections you may have to the magical, in whatever form. Your renewal, budding and blossoming of aspects of you, any projects, all of that is here within this container within which you sit energetically. And the more you feel yourself physically, the more you are able to feel yourself energetically, the more you are able to experience this alchemical mix of energies. And the profound shift potential that is here in this moment from the combining of all the energetics mentioned, including the horrific situation in Ukraine, and all of the destruction and pain and loss. For that too is part of the rainbow of experiences on this very special planet. And all must be included to truly acknowledge the allness, the wholeness, the oneness of all that exists. And that each is in their exact right place at the exact right time. For despite appearances, the divine can appear in what might be deemed darkness and destruction, for it is merely another form of that allness within a universe framed in duality. It has purpose, significance, and potential. Just as anything else that is deemed good or light or creative, creation-based. For the more we push away or reject or deny or dismiss, the seeming dark, the more we are perpetuating separation and the particular level of polarity which has been part of the Earth exploration, for thousands upon thousands of years. Feel your body, feel your internal world. Allow your energy field and your wider self to lead you, guide you down and within. Again, setting aside your third eye, visioning your mind. For your wider self, which is your soul self, knows exactly what you may need energetically, spiritually, at this point in time. Know that there are profound transmissions occurring, feeding into and through this particular container. Sacred geometric configuration made up of all that has been named, as well as each and every one of you who may be listening at this moment or any moment in the future. For it is known that you will participate. It is known what you will need in any given moment for your highest and optimum benefit. These are forms of energy and forces that are not confined by time and space. As in this third dimensional plane. Continue to allowing your body, your energy field, your wider self, you know exactly how to do this, how to bring you down and within you for a felt sense of what is occurring, not merely a thought or vision or imagining. For it is within this alchemical blending and movement of energies that magic can occur for you for the situation in Ukraine, for the sacred forests and lands, for the preservation of the passageways, doorways, and portals that do and can continue to feed and nourish and nurture the land, ecosystems, the continuation of this beautiful, interdependent, interconnected relationship between humans, the earth, other beings, the earth, humans, other beings. Again, simply allowing yourself to feel your internal, physical, energetic, sensating. And as always, you are welcome to stay in this energetic container and experience and drop in even more deeply or for an extended period of time, knowing that you will be integrated and embodied at such time that you choose to return to a more physical, third-dimensional experience. Your field will be sealed. And again, should you so choose, you can re-listen to this drop-in, re-feel it at any time. You can call this experience back in as you sleep the next few nights, knowing that as you benefit and experience during the sleep time, so too will the work be continuing for Ukraine and the sacred and magical lands therein. I would recommend several Young Living oils that hold magical properties. One of them being St. Marie's lavender, which is a little bit different than the lavender from Provence that they produce. It has more of a magical quality. The lavender is actually grown here in the United States. Another magical oil is lemongrass. It has a very sprite-like energy. And elemi, E-L-E-M-I, is a very sweet flower-tending, fairy-like energy to it. Yes. And if you'd like a more individualized or individually tailored read for the oils with a beautiful message that they always have, please contact me. And I encourage you to join us in the 3-month program coming up, Personal and Planetary Redesign. You will be redesigning your life. You will be redesigning the planet. And a very, very accelerated experience of transformation in those 3 months. So please contact me if you have any other questions, and I will be posting more information about that. There is a good likelihood that I will be doing a pop-up equinox event tomorrow evening, about 7. So I will try to post you on that. Those in the group, you will get notified. And if you aren't in the group already, happen to be listening to this on YouTube or some other platform, please, I encourage you to become a part of this amazing community that will lift you, guide you, assist you, enable you to realize your significance and how much you matter on this planet at this time. So, as always, it is with profound honor, gratitude, and love for your presence on this planet at this time. Be well. Bye-bye.